Hello, welcome to Brandow Consulting, the most experienced fishbowl consulting company in the nation. My name is Lance, and I'll be taking you through receiving training video number 2. In the last video, we looked at several different ways to access the receiving screen, and I realized I had forgotten one. So let's take a look at that first. From the purchasing screen, if you load a purchase order on the purchasing screen, there is a link to the receiving screen right here. I'm going to click on that, and that will take us directly to this particular purchase order that we just saw on the purchasing screen on the receiving screen. So there's another way to access the receiving screen. Now notice that we do not receive from the purchasing screen. This enables a division of roles to be available in Fishbowl. There are user rights for the receiving screen and user rights for the purchasing screen. On the purchasing screen, there are 2 different activities that are performed. One is the simple recording of the receipts of the items that are being placed in your warehouse. The other activity is reconciling. That activity is performed by an accounting person. Reconciling is the recording of a vendor invoice. With user rights, these 2 tasks on the same screen can be divided. So the person receiving will not accidentally perform an accounting function, and the accounting personnel will not accidentally perform a warehouse function. The receiving is designed for the warehouse person to safely and accurately record the receipt of inventory. On the left-hand side, we'll see a list of purchase orders. Typically, when inventory is received into the warehouse, it comes with a packing slip. On the packing slip, hopefully there's a purchase order number. If there's not a purchase order number, this advanced search button here will allow you to search by vendor name or issue date, or even part number if you need to search by part number. Okay, so let's go ahead and receive a purchase order. We're going to select a different one that has all of the items ready to be received. This is an off-road brake pad. Notice when we highlight this line, the details of that line appear on the bottom of the screen. There's an accept and a reject. Previously, we selected a lesser amount and clicked receive, and it split the line in 2. Now in receiving, if the item that you just received has not been consumed, you can void the receipt. Voiding the receipt simply takes you back a step. There's a void on the bottom right-hand corner, and there's a void on the top left-hand area as well. The void on the top left will void everything you've done to this receipt, reconciling and receiving both. Everything will be voided and put back as if nothing had ever been done to this receipt. The void on the right-hand side voids one line at a time, and it does all of that to that one line. So whether that line has been reconciled or received, that void will bring you back to a green triangle, back to the beginning. It's good to understand the void button. Next, there's a reject field here. If we click on that field and select receive, it will want more details on what the rejection entails. Notice it's giving us a red warning saying that the acceptance is 59 and the rejection is 1. So it doesn't work exactly as you might think. The accept and the reject need to add up to the original quantity. So if you're rejecting 1, then the acceptance needs to be a lesser quantity. And notice it does one more thing differently. It gives us a flag, a warning symbol, basically a record that just explains that yes, we're waiting for the goods to come, but now we know that there's a reason. If we see this red symbol, we know that this item was rejected, and we want the vendor to send us another one. Now, if this red symbol is not there, it simply means that it never arrived, and we're still waiting for the vendor to send us another one. All right? So that's rejection. This is an important field to understand here. If you are putting your inventory away, rather than just recording it and setting it in the shipping and receiving area, just leaving it on the dock. If you're actually putting it back on the shelf, you need to record that. Inventory has characteristics, right? There's the quantity, the part number, the location, the cost. All of these are important to record. If we don't know where the inventory is located, then it's lost and can cause problems. So here we record where we put it in the warehouse. We have several different warehouses here: LA, Michigan, Salt Lake City. I'm logged in as the administrator, so I have user rights to all the location groups. If I was logged in as Lance with user rights only to Salt Lake City, then I would only be able to access the Salt Lake City location groups. So be sure to set your user rights appropriately so a mistake doesn't happen. Cost typically is not recorded by the warehouse person receiving the inventory. This cost field can be shut off under Setup, User Groups, in the Receiving User Group or Warehouse User Group. Customer job, if this line applies to a specific job, that can be assigned here. And suppose we forgot to record this item being received yesterday, and we're recording it today. So we'll backdate it one day. To update the receiving date of all of the lines, yes. So we can backdate for all the lines or just one of the lines. Notice this one is grayed out and did not change because we already received it. Once again, we can fix that by clicking Void, bringing us back a step. Now we can backdate it here. Bill date is used in reconciling. Same with reconcile date and reference number. That's all used when the accountant is recording the invoice that was received. Tracking values will be recorded here if this item is serialized or tracked by lot number. And shipping is recorded here, the actual carrier that came, if you'd like to record which carrier dropped off the items. And this is a convenient spot to show you which orders currently are demanding this item. Work order 170 needs B247773, and work order 174 needs it as well. All right, so let's go ahead and finish receiving this. I'm going to go back, void this, and just receive the whole thing. Receive. There we go. We've got other purchase orders to receive, and we'll talk about those next time. Thanks for joining us. Once again, feel free to use your pause button and practice during and after the video. Have a good day.